Season 2 continues with 15-ish minute coffee chat with Selena and Anna. Join their weekly coffee conversations and attempt at keeping it at 15-ish minutes, discussing all things business. This week, hosts Selena of Hauoli-Socially Inspired and Anna of NomadAbout discuss managing up, making things happen while sipping a Mai Tai. Our guest, Michael Miller, is a rockstar, successful restaurateur of Tiki's Grill and Bar in Waikiki. He lives by the words manage up. As an entrepreneur, business owner, or employee, you can make big things happen in your business, even with the most beautiful ocean view and cocktail in hand, by the simple practice of managing up.
You guys, welcome.
Oh my gosh. Our viewing audience has no idea of the drama that has occurred in the past 10 minutes.
I know. We're going to tell you, though, Michael sure has. He's been backstage with us for the good 20 minutes, and he is so gracious. He is like, you guys are running kind of a little bit of a you-know-what, but just kidding. No, he's super supportive. But, yes, he's had to witness it. I'm sure he'll share that with you all when you're on. But, so real fast, we're just going to say, and maybe you won't need to know, we both have internet issues today. Anna is more of a hot mess than I am, but I'm hot mess status. But we still have a really, really fun show with you. So one, if you see Anna's phone drop down like this, it's just because she has to use her phone today. Two, if all of a sudden my mouth freezes like this, that's because my internet decided to stop. So anyway, can you please comment? Let us know that you're here. Say hello. Hi, Julie. Welcome to the show.
Hi,
Julie. Anna, I'm loving our topic this week.
So much.
Are you?
Me too. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so, I really am.
Yeah, I'm excited. And I know I have to bring this up, but we real fast, we're part of an organization. We had a great meeting this past week, so we're just going to pull this in. This is for our military spouse friends. Me and Anna are part of AMC Community Chapter, which AMC stands for Association of Military Spouse Entrepreneurs. So we have a great guest, and I think that no matter if you're military or not, Michael's got a lot of good stuff to say.
Yeah, so this AMC thing, just so you guys know, we are heading up the Fort Hood chapter. So if you're here local in Fort Hood, you're a military spouse, you're an entrepreneur, join AMC. They have a free or paid option, so you don't have to pay anything. You can just go in under the free account and still reap so much benefit. It's awesome. But then you can also come to our networking events that we're going to do quarterly. So it should be a lot of fun. We're excited. We're going to have our first one in August. That's like 10 days away from now. So it
something
is
like
really,
that.
Yeah, the event is in August. But anyway.
Cutting the wire. We like to do that. We like to get real close to things. Michael saw evidence of that when Anna came on today. So,
oh my gosh, yes.
So Anna, should we bring Michael on now and do all of this with him so we can see his expression as we
I feel like
go
we
through?
Should. Yeah.
Okay,
because,
cool. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's bring Michael
on early. Yes. Hi, Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Hey guys, aloha. How are you?
Aloha.
Michael, you guys, is coming all the way from Hawaii, and we are excited. So thank you for getting up early, Michael. We appreciate you. Seriously.
Yeah. So Michael, we wanted to just welcome you. You're a season 2, episode 2 guest. GM in Hawaii, GA in Texas.
Yeah, right. Did you get that? Did you get that? Like, he's like, what's going on? Like, yeah. He's like, okay. So, Michael, real fast. I'm going to pop this up. But a very good friend of ours, I was like texting with her last night, and I said, you have got to have a picture of our first meeting. So this is our first meeting, Michael. So when Selena met Michael, do you know when this is, Michael? I know. Look how young we look. You guys.
I love it.
So much mahalo to one of my besties in Hawaii, Chrissy. So a little backstory. We met a long, long time ago in a galaxy far away across in the middle of the Pacific. Michael and I were part of a wedding party, and he had to be my partner. I believe in this photo, we were already like 2 tequila bottles in, like the whole wedding party. Who knows, right?
I was responsible. I didn't.
Right? But
I've heard the stories. There's no denying this. I know what's going on here.
No. So we just wanted your reaction. But so Chrissy, thank you again for sending this over. But this is me and Michael. I think this was, I don't even know how many years ago this is.
It's a while ago.
Yeah, it is, right?
Oh.
So
Yeah.
thank you. So that's when we met. And so, well, let's get into the bio, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So listen, while we go into the bio, we just need to say that because Michael and Selena are such good friends, he just opted to not actually send us anything. So we just made a bunch of stuff up and created him a bio because he didn't send us a bio. So we took a little from LinkedIn. We came up with some stuff all on our own.
Yeah. We came up, and this is to show people like, hey, you can still create things even if you don't have all the pieces. And Michael, I think, is very used to that as well. So without further ado, Anna's going to read the bio and Michael's going to see what we got for him.
Yeah, so Michael's bio, here we go. Michael is a bigwig in the Waikiki world of management and leadership. He excels at bossing people around, especially at Tiki's Grill and Bar. Michael's been the manager at this very popular open-air restaurant that overlooks the gorgeous Waikiki beach since it opened about 20 years ago. And we'll have to, what is the exact time frame? Selena thought it was 2001, but she wasn't sure.
Yeah, was it 2000, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so 2001. So just really literally about 20 years. So going on more about Michael, other industry leaders are wowed by his charisma and leadership style, so much so that they've asked him to serve on many of their boards, such as the Hawaii Restaurant Association and the Hawaii Food Bank. Michael shines as a subject matter expert, but his wife shines brighter. You might remember Lisa, episode 1 of our show. His opinion is requested for many panels. He is heavily involved in the legislature for the restaurant industry, enjoys sailing the open waters, and has recently geeked out on his new passion of the ham radio. So if you recognize, welcome, Michael. If you recognize this right here, that's actually ham radio talk that Selena and I found on the internet.
Yes, you'll have to tell us exactly if we just Googled it. So we make our shows interesting.
I appreciate
So GM means good morning. According to the ham radio guide on Google, GM means good morning in Hawaii. GA is good afternoon in Texas. So we just thought we would throw that in there since you are coming with bright and early.
I get it. So, I never heard that, but it's very, very possible.
Yeah. He's like, what? Yeah. So you're gonna have to play along with us today, Michael. That's going to I know we discussed some things prior to, but we always have to have fun, right? So okay. So welcome. I guess it's our coffee cup selfie time.
Yeah, let's do our coffee cup selfie. So all right.
Don't get mad, Anna.
Yeah, I have Oscar the Grouch today because of my morning.
So you guys, it's the afternoon. I would love to say that there is more than just coffee in here, but I did not have anywhere else. So anyway, on 3, guys. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Awesome.
Perfect.
So, all right. Thank you, Michael.
I love the Tiki's cup. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, absolutely, right? I'm like, I'm a little like, so Michael and I have, again, we've known each other quite a long time. And so as we introduce our topic before we move into our toolkit, one of the things is, okay, Michael and I have been colleagues, friends, and he is now a client of mine. And he is actually, and I will say this, I'll say it the whole show, he is the whole reason actually why I'm doing what I'm doing right now, because I think he gave me this chance that I didn't even know that I wanted. And here I am. This is why the coffee chat is like starting with him, this guy. So thank you, Michael.
Yes, I love that. And on my end, I have to say, I've known Selena for just about 2 years now. 1 year, a year and a half-ish, 2 years, I think it is.
Like forever. Yeah.
And from like day one, I knew about Michael Miller, because it's part of like her intro speech, how she works for, works for Tiki's and kind of this background. So it's super exciting for me to kind of have a chance to get to know you a little bit better. and to have some fun on our coffee chat today.
Yep. No, for sure. And our topic today is called Managing Up. And this is something that when Michael first took me on, is we talked about, the other co-owner of Tiki's Grand Bar, making things happen while sipping a Mai Tai. So this is what we're
right.
So first of all, we have to have fun. Michael does not walk around the restaurant sipping Mai Tais. He probably should, but he's literally got like coffee probably going through his veins just so he stays up. So because he's in Hawaii and he runs a very successful Tiki restaurant, and one of their popular drinks, obviously when you go to Hawaii, everybody wants a Mai Tai, right, Mike? Like,
yes.
I mean, that's what they do. So I'm going to start our timer. Yeah.
Start your timer. So before we get into the actual topic of the managing up portion of it, we do want to do our toolkit. So our toolkit today is Mini Chat. And if you aren't familiar with Mini Chat, it's an automation that you can add to your Facebook profile for your business page. And what it does is it works off of keywords, and it automates responses based off of the question that people ask when they come onto your page and message you. So in the case of Tiki's, which is where Michael works, Selena set it up with Mini Chat so that if you ask about the menu, it pulls up the menu and it provides a link. And what this does is it doesn't replace human interaction, but it allows your business to continue operating even if you aren't there front and center, front lines, real timing it. And it allows people to get information that they need for, again, this is general questions that can be used based off of keyword searches, allows them to get the information that they need without having to wait for someone to respond to them. So we really love Mini Chat. I also set it up for another client of mine just recently, and we're still working out the kinks for the keyword searching. But it's a very useful tool for anyone that has standard questions they could ask repetitively in their business.
Right. I think Michael is a big fan of automation. So not that it takes out the human element of it, but sometimes people just need a quick answer. So anyway, he's a reason why I've researched many things. So we also created a lot of different things using this chatbot software. So there's others, but ManyChat is one of our favorites. So anyway.
And I just want to say that in the ham radio world, ManyChat is FB.
Yeah. Did you know that? You're like, what list?
So according to the ham radio letter guide, that means fine business. So ManyChat is FB, fine business.
Fine business.
I do know. Right. So that's good. That was good.
Okay. Oh, good. We gave something that he can relate to. Oh.
Yay.
Wait, we have a couple people popping in. Hold on. Yvonne, yay, welcome. Thanks for coming and enjoying the show today. He is awesome. Aww. He is great.
And Yvonne's a Bobby McGee's alumni.
Really? So you knew Michael from like the 5 years ago day. We won't say that's very old, right, Michael?
No, we didn't work together, but we know a lot of the same
each other.
We work with different people at different times. The same people.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it. But anyway, welcome, Yvonne. Thanks for watching the show today with us.
Yay.
Okay, I guess we'll move on to the next thing. Are you ready?
Yes.
You're going to be very proud of us, Michael.
So, hey, Michael, moving forward, you're our first QSO ever. I just want you to know that. That's more ham radio talk if you don't know.
Yeah.
So this is unofficial, though, because Selena and I were unable to acquire our ham radio licenses in enough time before this show. So we're doing an unofficial, you're our unofficial QSO.
Yeah.
Very good.
Right? Yeah.
We can still do a QSO without having your license. That's okay. This is we are communicating via radio waves right now. We all are,
Yeah.
So. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. So Selena wanted to start with this question.
Michael, are the conditions good to proceed to our first question? Over.
Roger. Yes.
Oh, okay. Now, first of all, is over even the right appropriate thing? Because
over. Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, good, because we use it throughout, so I'm glad to hear that.
Right. Okay, let's move on, guys. Ready, steady, go. Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to bring up something here. Hold on. Ready?
She's gonna bring it up.
Okay. All right. So we talked about managing up. And then again, I think I mentioned earlier is Michael introduced me to this term, and I had never heard it. And so he had said when he brought me onto the team, he had said that one of the other owners, this is his style of management, is he really likes managing up. So we're going to just ask Michael to define this term. Over.
Well, thanks. Well, first of all, you got to have when you're managing up, or you want to be managed up too, depending on who it is, you need to have a good team and people that you can trust. Managing up is very similar to, we've all heard the word empowerment, right? You want to empower people that you work with to do things and make decisions. Managing up allows that type of flow of information and decision making to happen. It shouldn't, when you hire people that you can trust or develop a level of trust with, you're able to, when managing up, you're able to get more productivity as well as they get more job satisfaction out of it. So by allowing somebody to make decisions, to move something along and not have to constantly be checking back with you on every single detail. Because if somebody needs to check with you on every single detail, sometimes you might as well have just done whatever the project is yourself, because you're making all the decisions along the way. And when somebody else gets to make decisions on content, direction, layout, design, scheduling, staffing, what that does is that allows them to truly start to develop to be a better leader, a better person, because you're giving them decision-making permission. A lot of times people are afraid to make decisions because they don't want to get yelled at. They don't want to make the wrong choice. So managing up allows people to make wrong choices. So right. It's okay if you make a wrong choice. If it's okay if you make a mistake, because I've given you permission to do that. And as time goes on, you're going to make less and less of those mistakes because you understand what the relationship is, what that level of expectation is. We all want to know what it means to do good or to accomplish something, or what do you expect out of me? So when people know what the expectation levels are, managing up is a wonderful way to do it. Now, you still have to check back. You still have to follow up to make sure that things are going the right way. And also you have to, I don't want to use the word sensitive, but you have to be, if you give somebody permission to manage up to you, then you need to be sensitive to what their level of experience is, what their what's in their toolbox, what have they even used before? Because a lot of times I'll manage up because I don't have the expertise on ManyChat or on some of the other types of things, because I just haven't had the time to go and do it. So when I ask Selena or somebody else to do things, a lot of times they're the ones that have to go out and learn it and do it and all that, and then they come back with the end result. And two people that are just phenomenal that I've worked with are Jenny and Jennifer.
They're amazing.
And they've done a wonderful job of managing up. And I got to be honest, it's really a team effort. Without having a great team, it's there's nothing like managing to yourself, right? Making a delegation list. And, if you're an entrepreneur and you're by yourself, you're making a delegation list and you're delegating everything to yourself. It's called to-do list. But it's I have a huge appreciation for people, but it's also been developing people, supporting people, and hopefully believing in people that they have the capability to be great.
So I have to say that is really like the key to being, in my opinion, an amazing people manager is for a couple of things you said. One, allowing them to make mistakes and not having an environment of fear where they're afraid to make mistakes, where if they do make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. They're not afraid of getting fired, that kind of a thing. So I really appreciate that, first of all. But then second, what you were just saying in terms of like inspiring them. So I think that you, even more than what you do just in general in terms of managing people, when you use the word inspiring them, it kind of leads us right into our very next question, which was about empowering your team. And the whole idea behind when you talk a lot. So I've read a lot of your articles or things that Selena sent me to get to know you a little bit better. And she talks a lot about, or not she, you talk a lot about understanding your guests, especially I think in this article she's referring to here. But when you understand your guest, then your guest has a better customer experience. And I think when you talk about inspiring your team, that's what you've done. You're empowering your team to provide that. So what would you say, like just in general business practices, what's the best, what couple of the best ways that you would say inspire or empower a team to manage skills that you're talking about right now?
Okay, sure. I think one of the best ways is to go beyond business, and we're all people, and we want to connect with people. In a formal setting, most of our meetings, we have a once or twice a week meeting with the entire team, and one of the first things that we do is we start with good news, and we go around the circle, and everyone has to say something that's good news, and it should not be company related good news, because that's going to come up later in the meeting. It should be a personal
awesome.
good news, something fun, something different that you may have done with your spouse, your kids. Maybe you cooked for the first time a certain style of food, and it came out or it didn't come out. So different things that are going on in people's lives. We start with good news, and I think also having conversations with people beyond work. And Selena knows this, and a lot of other people know. I just randomly call people up that I know that if you're in my phone, I'm just going to randomly get a call. I'm going to just talk to you. And people are kind of like waiting for you to ask them to do something sometimes. And they're like, oh, is there anything I can do for you? No, I was just calling to catch up. Oh, okay. So I think for me, that's had really good success, because when you do need to ask for somebody's help, hopefully you have a relationship built with them beyond I pay you, you do what I say kind of a thing. You want to, if you took money out of the equation, is somebody still going to perform at the same level because of mutual respect for each other? Now that can't go on forever, right?
Right.
But a clear example of this is what's going on with COVID-19 right now. When you're managing with your team, a lot of companies are not able to pay people their normal pay, us included. My entire management team right now is getting paid $10.10 an hour for 5 hours a week.
Wow.
So so because of that, and then they could choose to do 5 hours worth of work, and that's it. Or not pick up the phone or not respond to an email, right? So so when people are willing to kind of come along with you in that journey of COVID-19 and what how you're going to do it, they understand that this is what we got to do for right now. But I think there's other people that have just kind of quit being engaged with their companies or their bosses because they're not being paid. Now, at some point, you have to be, and I try to be more respectful now of people's personal time than ever. Normally, if it's somebody's days off, you don't call them on their day off. Don't call somebody on their day off unless you have to, because don't text them, don't email them. That's their day off. Let them have their day off, and train the rest of the team to do that, because that allows them true time to rejuvenate. So that would be my second tip.
I love it.
Yeah, that's perfect. It leads us into that third question. But no, and I think
it does. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead, Selena.
No, but I think this is probably one of the reasons why I've always just enjoyed speaking and being like with Michael. I mean, because that's the whole reason why I started this is we always continued when I left Hawaii, Michael still would call and check in and say, how are you doing? How's things going up? You know what I mean? And we just always stayed connected, which is what, he talks about is just keeping connected. And so it was maybe a whole year of us talking back and forth and him telling me how Hawaii restaurant business was doing. And then this opportunity to work with Tiki's came up. But that's just because we stayed connected, and it wasn't that, and yeah, no.
Yeah,
I appreciate you, Michael.
If you think back to, so the previous image that Selena had up, there was a pull-out quote that Michael had said that said, connect on a human level, it matters. So, yeah.
Oh, is it coming up? Not coming up? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, so you can see down there the little arrows, connect on a human level, it matters. So I love that you actually, you're practicing what you preach, which is essentially just a form of respecting people and their value to you and your company. And in that way, what you've done is you've built an environment of people that want to do their best for you, which I think is fantastic.
Yes.
That's okay.
No, I like it. And I think though that also can apply to if you are an entrepreneur, and like you had said earlier, Michael, even though you're yourself, it's how you treat others in the community, vendors or whatnot. It's the same rule applies, right? Is creating a good relationship with others and doing all the right things, So
two great tips, I think. And it really does apply across the board. And even a little bit if you're an entrepreneur, respect your own time, you do your best job, but also when it's time to put the work away, maybe give yourself that time. So now there's your lead in, Selena, over.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I think here's our next question, Michael, is most people think you're an alcoholic. I apologize. Workaholic. I swear, just coffee. You guys, and it's later in the day for us than our normal podcast. Okay, so most people think you're a workaholic, but I know your philosophy is to carve out time, which you just said, and be really respectful of the time that you carve out for yourself. And I guess just like, you did already kind of answer, but, the importance of not making it always about business. These are two of the things that he loves. I don't know how often he gets to do it, but there's sailing, which we mentioned in his bio, and there's him on the ham radio, and those are not restaurant related. It's for himself. So, again, Michael, if you could just share one good thing or one thing about downtime for others that they should do.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very lucky that I have a supportive wife that you guys have met and know. So
yes. That's awesome.
One thing is also being respectful of your spouse's or your significant other's time, and making sure carve time out for them to do their own thing, not a couple's thing, their own thing. The couple's thing you should be doing automatically, but let them go out, and whether it's Lisa goes out and does hula, or she works out with her she has some friends that she does the bar method workout program. And so she does that thing. And I try to be real supportive of that. In the same token, she turns around and tries to be supportive for me when I say, hey, Thursday's my sailing day. And it used to be before COVID-19 is that this time of year, every Thursday evening after work, I would rush home, throw on a pair of shorts, and go down and jump on a friend's boat and race. And for me, it's a phenomenal thing to completely be immersed in something else other than what you normally have to deal with. So finding a hobby, a sport, an activity that you can immerse yourself in at least for 3 hours a week at the minimum. I know it's hard with people that have had kids and multiple jobs and other responsibilities. But I think as far as mental health goes, having something that disconnects you and then reconnects you with something else. So those are the types of things. But you also have to be cautious that you're not it's not all consuming. And I have to be honest, I think when I first got into ham radio, it was very all consuming because it was just so much fun.
Yeah, right.
So knowing that sometimes you just got to put the mic down and go.
Right.
And so those are some things. And I'm going to slip something in, even though you didn't ask, and it may come up again.
Oh, yeah.
And the other is to admit that you've screwed up, and that you. Today's a prime example. I was supposed to be on a Zoom call during this call.
Oh.
And I got text message up on the top of the screen here from Jennifer, and she's on the call. Hey, are you joining us for the Zoom call? It's a very important Zoom call. And I said, I screwed up. I'm on a live show right now. I'm sorry. And she said, no problem. We'll brief you. We got it. We'll brief you later.
Right.
And
nice.
I mean, now I'm going to have to go back in and say,
right.
I can't believe that I don't something. So,
I have to say that makes me feel a little bit better about my situation this morning. So
right.
It's almost like I'm not alone with the drama that I had just getting on this call today. But,
yes.
Yeah. So I love your philosophy, and I can see why. I mean, just getting to know you a little bit better. And I mean, my only connection with you at this point was through Selena, but she speaks so highly of you and your management style and how your staff really, or, your team, your staff members that are in your team, how much they really are dedicated to doing their best. And I can see that when you're talking. I can see how that translates, down the line of people, from management down. So if you were to give like one big piece of advice, like what's your top tip about managing people that you would give out to just general, I mean, again, it could be restaurant related, but just general managing tip. If you had to choose just one, what would it be?
Yeah, develop, invite people to be part of something that's going to develop them.
Oh,
Invite them to be on a committee, and don't do it because you don't want to do the work. Do it because invite them to a dinner that's or a networking event. Let's use the Chamber of Commerce or a military. Let's say that there's a military event. Let's say that it's a change of command, right? That's something that you two have probably been through and different things like that. And it might be inviting, but you work with people that aren't necessarily in the military that have. Now, when you've done a change of command, unless it's your significant other, a lot of times it's just another time commitment, right? But you got to show up.
Right.
But imagine inviting somebody that wasn't part of the military to come and see a change of command, to be an invited guest to it, and then you walking up and introducing them to the person that is recognized. And it could be, and I think that's a really good way also to connect the military with civilians in different things, to say, hey, would you like to come to this? And especially if they work with you, and it may not be that you may not have a direct employee that you're writing a check for every 2 weeks to pay, but it might be a client that you're working with, and say, hey, I'm going to this event. Would you like to come and be my guest? And when you're able to do that, the person then, and they can still, and give them the room to say no. You don't want them to be like, oh God, I gotta go to this thing.
Right.
And you'll ask my team. I invite a bunch of people to do a bunch of things, and I know now. I'll still invite them, even though I can kind of already see that. Oh yeah, that's
right.
But yeah, inviting people to be part of something, inviting them to grow, inviting them to contribute more, I think is at different levels. And this could be anyone within an organization or anyone that you have an interaction with. Show them that they have value by inviting them to something.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. I love that. And I really think everything kind of just goes back in this circle. Everything we've been discussing goes back. I mean, if we go back to our topic of the day, right? What you're doing is you're providing an outlet for people to excel. And it gives you a chance to sit back and watch it happen with your Mai Tai or whatever your drink of choice is, right?
Right.
We chose Mai Tai. But to sit back and let it happen, and in that way, not just empower, but now they're developing a skill set that they'll take with them either further up the company ladder or to their next job that better fits that, what they end up wanting to do in their life. I think that's fantastic. That's great.
Yeah. No, totally. That was so good, Michael. See, more reasons why.
Thank you so much.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are moving on, Anna, to that next thing. We're wrapping this up. Michael always gives me a little, like, we laugh about this. He's like, so really 15-ish minutes even. So don't ask us what our struggle bus is, but Michael, we want to know your struggle.
Up in the corner too that says
you want to know what's funny? I actually forgot to start it. So
on the top it says live 36 minutes.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
you mean the one that says going on 37 minutes at this point?
Yeah. So, okay, Michael, if you had a question, what's one question you'd love to ask Anna or myself? Anna is a phenomenal copywriter, so maybe go her way. I don't know. What's a question you might have?
Works for you. So you could just throw out, hey, Selena, did you get that to-do list done today? And that would be just fine.
I have actually something I need to do as soon as we're done.
Okay,
but
so, yeah. So I think, one of my challenges is that I'm not a good writer. I'll be honest. I think I'm a decent communicator, but I'm not a good writer. So, and I don't, I probably have some, I'm not a good writer. I'll admit that right off the top. So I think, how do I become a better writer without practice, I guess would be my.
Okay.
How can you do it quickly?
Without having to spend a lot of time on it.
Going back to school, how do I become a better communicator in the written form?
Now, I'll tell you. So the trend right now is even for professional articles, in some sense, is really to bring that human element into it. Exactly what you've been talking about, making that human connection. So really, it's about storytelling. And you're a great storyteller. I mean, you can tell a good story. So even if you are sitting at your computer, put on that Google Voice translator and just speak to your computer and tell the story and have it type it up for you. And then go back and create it into something that's a little bit more, article form or whatever this thing is that you're trying to create, whether it be an article or something along those kinds of things. But I really think the key is remembering that you don't always have to sound like you have a PhD or, really people they want to connect with you on that human level. So when you can start a topic and talk about something personal and how it relates, you're always gonna have a better outcome. And I think for you in particular, just what little I know about you and the little that we've interacted, I really think that you would do a great job with connecting with people on those personal levels and then being able to expound on your more expert advice through storytelling. I think that's really a key for you.
Yeah.
It's great.
See? All right. Well,
so
hey,
let's expect something from you in the next day, Michael.
I'm going to go for one more for Selena. Being in, I think COVID-19 is affecting worldwide, everybody, right? Now, I think
Right.
one of the organizations that's hasn't really been affected as far as pay and as far as spending capacity is the military, right? So, and military members and military households. So how would you, what would be one of the tips that you would give not only to our business, but to others in this COVID-19 era of tapping into the buying power of the military household, not just spouses, but the whole household, right? Because the spending pattern, I think, for most military people, unless I shouldn't say that, right? Because if one person was laid off from an industry, perhaps hospitality, and the other person, and they were reliable incomes, and they were affected. But let's take an example of somebody that both spouses are still either working or the income level hasn't changed. What would be tips that you would recommend?
That is actually a really great question. And I think we mentioned about this group, AMC, in the very beginning, and about entrepreneurs. And one of the things that the founders actually do besides AMC is they really kind of generate a lot of relationships to bridge that gap. Because I think a lot of non-military communities don't realize just the greatness that can come from a military community, and I was just talking to another client the other day, and he's like, oh, we've never actually talked about the military community that is really very close to his brick and mortar restaurant that is doing okay. And so he's like, I didn't even think about it. You know what I mean? And so I think it's just being more aware is that they do have spending power, and they have great products and businesses that you can support even, but also inviting them in to be part of your organization because they can provide great value. I identify myself now as a military spouse that has a civilian background. And so for me, I feel like coming to you, my goal is like, hey, my specialty is here, but also here I can see where we can bridge that together. And I think it's just opening, based on everything, is opening the conversation. And I will be honest, I came from the non-civilian, and there was a stereotype, and we talk about it, of what a military spouse is. And a lot of them is they just sit at home, they watch their children, and they wait for their service member to come back. But that's not really what it is, right? They make a lot of big decisions. A lot of them can come to your businesses and they can frequent it. They just want to feel welcomed, because sometimes the military name gets a bad rap just because, oh, they're military or whichever. But so I think that making sure that everybody feels included, I think that would be great for any non-civil or a non-military business. If you want to bring that in, they'll buy if they feel it's a good value. And I think it is a community that is missing, So that's my tip to Michael is not being scared, but is reaching out to the right places. There's military bases all around the US. Find out where your next closest base is. And I think, Anna, if I'm not correct, I think it's the MWR, right? Is on every base, and connect with those people and say, hey, how can we welcome you more to the community? How can I introduce you to our business, and what are you guys looking for? Maybe they are looking for something you can give, and now you've added another stream of revenue to your business.
I would say, one of the biggest complaints I think of military families in that military versus civilian combination is, a lot of times communities say, oh yeah, you're leaving in a couple of years. We don't need to invest in you. You're going away, so there's no point. We'll just do our standard, and then if you choose to be part of what we're doing, then that's fine. So that's what Selena said is really true. If you reach out and become an active, we want to welcome you, people will absolutely respond to that.
Yeah. And yes, exactly. I'm gonna undo myself real fast. I just have to, my dog is out here, got groomed. One moment, guys, as Anna.
All right, so while Selena, it is one of those days. All right, so kind of wrapping up while Selena is on her little dog grooming hiatus. and you're supposed to be on a Zoom call, and my entire internet connection is going crazy.
Okay.
Just to kind of wrap up, Selena had an article, the one that we referenced earlier on, that we want to throw into the comments, because what Michael says in these things, for anyone, even if you're only managing yourself, I think this kind of advice is very good, because you can be a great boss, but sometimes you're not your best employee. And so I think allowing yourself, you know what I mean by that, right?
Right.
So I think allowing.
Oh no, she's cutting out just a little.
December, you can make.
Yeah.
I'm cutting out. Is that better?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, of course,
so,
this is how it can end, right? But
all right.
Yeah.
So yes. So we also, if you manage up in your own business, let us know in the comments. Yeah. We'd love to hear how you implement that.
We have to tell everybody, Michael, where can they find you? And this is, by the way, a great picture of Michael and Lisa when they were in Italy last year for a wedding, and I just love it. And I was so jealous of their trip there. But Michael, sorry, go ahead. Tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, that was a great trip and just phenomenal. Yeah. It was funny with family. We put this on the Apple TV yesterday. On this, just as on this what do you call it? The slideshow, and just let it play, and that was really fun. Okay, so a couple of different places you can find me. I'm on LinkedIn, without a doubt. At Tiki's Grill and Bar is one of the best places. I also am, and I have my own Twitter and Instagram and all that other phenomenal stuff. But to be honest, most of that, what I really want to be promoting is the restaurant. So usually I give out these as the channels that I like people to connect with. But Mahalo Michael.
Yes, I'm going to write that in the chat right now.
Yeah, is another spot. And in fact, I do have a horrible blog that the spelling and grammatical errors that I'm able to commit, the grammar atrocities.
Oh, geez.
For many years. But I'll put some content on there, and I'll have some fun things sharing other things that are going on.
Right. Okay. Well,
that's awesome
for that. Yeah.
And if you go to Waikiki, I mean, we have to say, I mean, I know there's not a lot of travel happening right now, but if you're in Hawaii, go to Tiki's. If you are traveling to Hawaii or PCSing to Hawaii anytime soon, check them out. I know that there's not a lot of restaurant stuff happening right now. Everything's still pretty much closed down, I'm guessing. But hopefully in the next couple of months, a lot of that will change. Fingers crossed, right?
Yes.
Right.
Maybe you can get back to business as usual.
But Michael, thank you for joining us. Nenext week, right, Anna? We got Jennifer Pasquale, owner of Pride and Grid. Yep. Yeah. Awesome. So Anna, I'm going to let you do the last box.
Yeah. So YL's out.
That was good. Yes.
Thank you. That's ham radio for young ladies out.
Yeah. YL, and it's interesting. Everyone's welcome to be a part of the ham radio community, since you brought it up. And a YL is a very respectful term for ladies. And sometimes when it's really funny too, that as you imagine, like in a chat room with 1,000, let's use 50 people in a chat room going during a thing, and people are trying to communicate to other people within the chat room. A lot of times a female voice on the air will what they call break a pileup, because everyone will be like, wait, was that a woman? Wait,
right.
And if you want guys to listen to you, become a ham radio operator.
Yeah.
Because guys will stop and listen to hear what you have to say, almost because you're like you're such a rarity, right? You're like, wait,
right.
Did I just
do that? Oh.
So sometimes you'll actually hear also you can stand by. Was there a YL that just said something?
Oh, they stop everybody.
And then that person, that woman, will get the priority, and sometimes
And everybody.
and everyone be like, "Oh man, why'd she get to go?" Great. So
I
very,
just have
very
to
good there. Good.
ask
Good
them-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good use
Yes.
of that radio.
Thank
No.
you very much.
Yes, Michael. Thank
We
you.
did try and
Cheers
purpose-
to you.
Yes. Cheers. Yay.
Yes.
I'm going to use my water bottle because, my coffee's gone.
Right.
Makes me
But
very
thank you
sad.
guys. Thank you everybody for bearing with us. Thank you for joining us. If you watch us on the replay, hit #replay, all the good stuff. Again, go find Michael. He does a lot of Facebook Lives for Tiki's Grill on Facebook, and he's pretty awesome. He loves talking. He loves chit-chatting. But I mean, of course, me and him, I'm like, are you going to do stuff? And he's like, oh, Selena again.
And that's part of the, okay, so jumping back to managing up, that's part of it, right? So she'll say, hey, you should do this. And that's a clear indicator, like you should live stream this, or you should go on and do this. So that's a really good thing.
Right. Oh, I heart you, Michael.
Well
Can
done,
you say that to
Selena.
your boss client,
practicing
all
what
that
Michael
stuff?
preaches.
Right. Yeah. Right. But okay, thanks again,
Absolutely.
Michael. Thank you. We did it 50 minutes. Whoa.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye,
Well
guys.
done.
Bye.
Yeah.